Hey everyone, I'm Arif Gilany. Those of you who have signed up with Aurum Foundation in our team in Canada, I'm sending specifically this video training by Hugh Paul. Some of you miss meetings, attendance. If you do not learn, you cannot earn. Guess what time it is here in Saudi? It's about 11 p.m., but I'm attending. The reason for that, I'm a lifelong learner. You can just put your money into the robot and let it work for you. But you can also learn how to use this system to multiply your income. So here we go. I'll take you live to the presentation with a little soft song to open up your mind and then to fill it with all great ideas that you can change your life. Here we go. Stay with me. This business will work for you like a charm if you put pen to paper, if you learn some of these information, guidance that Paul will give you. Don't think success is luck. Don't think success will happen just because you found Aurum Foundation. Don't think that things will happen automatically. You have to be proactive, meaning you've got to pursue it. You've got to put time to learn it. You've got to learn every detail to the T so you can guide other people and bring them to this opportunity. If you don't know it yourself, you can't guide others. I just love learning, and I hope you become one of those who loves learning. Otherwise, you might be disappointed. Yes, your money will grow at 10 to 18% as the robots perform. But unless you have 50 to $100,000, you're not going to make a lot of money just on your own money. Yes, you'll make a daily profit. Yes, you'll make $200-300 a day if your investment is at VIP and above. But to learn a business, you need business skills. You need people skills. You need to learn about people and how to guide and how to build people. That itself is the biggest skill. It's the biggest opportunity that you can tap into it. How to handle people, how to build relationships, how to get people to come to meetings at 3 p.m. These are all essentials. Those of you who are serious to get things done within the next 12 months. See, in 90 days, I have proven that this system works. I have multiplied my money 4 times. And I'm updating my account. Those of you who haven't funded, you may have opened an account, but you never learn how to fund it. What good is that to you? Those of you who start with $100, you never topped up your account. How good is that for you? You want to make more money? You pay attention. You put pen to paper. If it's written, it's real. If you haven't it written down, it's not real. It's just an idea. It's going to fly. And you can't depend on anyone else to do the work for you except you. You're the chosen one. That's why we contacted you. That's why this video has been sent to you, because you signed up. You said yes. Remember why you said yes. Remember your goals and dreams. Remember why you started this journey. I started it because I want freedom. I want time. I want time with my family, with my children. I want money to travel the world. I want to take my family places nobody's ever been. You have dreams? Write them down. You have goals? Write them down. This is your chance to make something out of yourself, but only if you learn it, only if you master it, only if you attend every single meeting. Why? Repetition is the mother of learning, and discipline is the father of learning, father of success, as a matter of fact. Repetition, learning will equal success for you, for anyone that you're trying to guide, that you're trying to coach, that you're trying to mentor, that you're trying to guide. So as the song goes by, I'm going to share with you Hugh Paul's presentation, and it's coming up right now on Meeting, on Zoom, and we're going live right now. Again, people are texting me. This video is coming out to you to tell you that you need to spend every single meeting at 3 p.m. Toronto time to be successful in 2026. So here we go. I'm sharing the information with you.
Because people were trying to get in and couldn't, I give it that 5 minutes grace. So that said, let's get started. Thank you. Let me see who's in the house tonight, who we got for training. And here we go. Whew, that was panic stations. Or else I was getting a night off. One or the other. Who wanted a night off? I did. I've been traveling this week with Brian Benson. I flew to London earlier in the week, and what an event we had at London. Congratulations to the team in London. I think we got pledged about $1 million of business from London. We had doctors there from Harley Street. It was sensational what went on in London. That night we flew over to Amsterdam, and we did a couple of meetings to about 2 in the morning in Amsterdam, and then we headed to a place called Breda. We met the team from the Netherlands. What a turnout we had there as well. Total chaos, but sure, you have to do these things. That they were there to meet Brian, and I think they got a good understanding of who Brian is, and we did very well. So Brian went on to Luxembourg. He's now in Baden-Baden in Germany. He's done a conference today, and he's on tour to Slovenia on the 3rd of December. He'll be in Slovenia, and then he'll be heading on to Greece. And then he's going to Dubai. He's speaking at a conference also in Abu Dhabi. Then he'll be going back into Dubai for about 2 weeks, and then he'll be heading home for Christmas time, and then he'll be back on the road again. So that tour was successful. We'll beef it up next time. That was his first tour, which is fantastic, and we'll do better the next time, guys. So we'll have Brian on the road again. Of course, we've got this big event coming up in January, the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. Actually, I think the 16th is only an arrival day, so there'll be nothing happening. And I think the 19th is a leaving day, so nothing happening. But you can build yourself around those few days to the launch event in Dubai. So with that said, I just got to take a quick look and see who's in the house. See if all the usual people are here. How are you all doing? KC's here. How are you? CK's here. KC. The eyes are starting to go. Yeah, we'll get CK over in London as well. All the Chris's are here because we've got 3 Chris's in the house. We've got Ava, we've got Asia, we've got Devin, we've Debbie, we've Dino, we've Frank and Franz, and blah, 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 blah. iPhone 10's here. iPhone Guest here. iPhone Terry's here. Lots of people here. James is here. James Jacob's here. Jerome's here. John's here. Jonathan's here. Junior's here. All the J's are here. All the K's are here. Kevin came down to see Brian in London as well. Thank you. Who else have we got? All the M's. Roy, give help. Roy, give help. Okay. Roy, give help's here. Robert's here. Ryder's here. Roy Guest is here. So 2 Roys. And T47 is here. Taz is here. Wayne's here. Walakira's here. Vinny's here. Corandra's here. T-Baby's here. We're all in the house. There's a big crowd on tonight. Thank you for giving up Sunday evening for your training. And the idea, guys, is because on the presentations we don't go into all the details. You can't really share all the information with the new person. It's too much in one go. Therefore, we try on a Sunday evening to wrap up with some thinking about what we can do to be successful the week ahead. We start to analyze a little bit more about our products and our comp plan. We go into a little bit more detail on this call, just to help you move forward. So the idea is to see how many people you get in front of the information Monday to Thursday, and then on a Sunday, get them into their training, get them lined up for a productive week ahead. That's the idea of this. And if there's any subject you'd like covered, please reach out to me. We can change the format, we can change the content, but I think it's fair to give people a good overview from a training perspective about the platform. So with that said, let's get started then.
Recording in progress.
Well, thank you for joining us on this Aurum team training. We're here just to have a look at the platform in a little bit more detail. This is designed for already registered users. It's not designed for trying to recruit anybody into the business. However, if you really would like to look under the bonnet, if you'd like to see under the bonnet before you purchase the car, well then, if you're here for the first look, you'll get a lot of information on this particular call. We go into the products, we go into the comp plan, and many, many more things to support you. We do run a presentation Monday to Thursday. That's really the shop window of your business that allows guests to have a look at the information. And then if they like it and come on board, well, then this is the call they need to learn a little bit more. It's about planning your success starting today. It's best you have a diary. Take some notes, if possible. If you get any nuggets, any golden nuggets, or any questions arise, get them written down, get your answers to those, build up your portfolio, build up your library. So let's get your success plan started. This is just some tips for success. We'll give you along the way. And of course, going forward, we will introduce you to some of our leaders and allow them to do a piece inside this training as well. We'll probably start that next year. But let's think about your first steps to success. Now, whilst I can show you how to build a business, this comes before that. And what is important is why you want to build this business in the first place. Why have you decided to show up tonight? Why did you register with Aurum in the first place? Why? It's a big thing, and people they don't give it enough time. I work on my why all the time. Why am I presenting? Why do I want to achieve success? What is it all about? It's very, very, very important to know why you're here. And when you know that, and when you know why your guest is here, when you know why people you've introduced have started the business, then you can push on that button to get that commitment. Knowing your why allows you to go after it, allows you to get it. And I believe the first thing you need to do is make a decision. Is this something you're going to do part-time? Are you going to do it full-time? Are you going to do it anytime? Are you going to do it no time? If you're just a customer, this training isn't for you. A customer doesn't require any training. They need to know how to deposit, and they know how to press withdraw. You're trained. Deposit and withdraw. That's all a customer needs to do. There's very, very little to learn from a customer perspective. But in terms of team training to build a team, this is what we're going to focus on these particular sessions. So what I suggest you do is the first thing is to make some kind of decision, a decision to your family, explaining to them, listen, I'm going to give this 12 months of my life. I'm going to work 4 nights a week at it, or 2 nights a week, or maybe I'm going to give 1 night a week and 1 training night, or I can give it a Wednesday afternoon, a Thursday morning, and a Saturday morning. Whatever it is, you've got to get it done and committed, a bit like a rota for a job, for a career. If you fail to assign enough time to your business, then it's not a business, it's a hobby. And how much can you make out of a hobby? Anybody play golf for a hobby? Like, how much do you make playing golf? Nothing. You know, it costs you money to buy the clubs, to go to pay the green fees. It costs time and money. Hobbies cost money. Businesses can make money. So if it's a business, then you need to decide, what will you allocate to the business? What part-time effort can you give? Because even part-time effort can bring you full-time results. Yeah, part-time efforts here can bring you full-time business results. I think I'm part-time, really. I do this about 5 hours a day, Monday to Thursday. I try not to do it on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, except for this piece. But so that's part-time, 5 hours a day, 4 days a week is 20 hours, and maybe a little bit on a Sunday, a couple hours on a Sunday, it's 22 hours. And then I suppose in between times I'm answering questions, onboarding, let's say 25 hours a week was probably, when I'm working, I'm working. I'm not sitting doing nothing. I'm either presenting. And what you have to think about, how you measure it is you have to measure what can you do today to improve or better your Aurum business? What is it you could do today? What income producing activities, right? IPAs, income producing activities. What income producing activities can you do today to improve, enhance your Aurum business? And again, a lot of the stuff you'll hear, I'll keep saying it because you've got to get into a frame of mind of doing these things. You've got to create a habit. So what I say to myself is, before I go to bed, I say, what did I do today to improve or enhance my business? And I can look at my diary and go, well, you had no appointments today. You didn't try and onboard any customers. Oh, we didn't do anything today. That's fine, 0. And then I say to myself, okay, I'm about to go to sleep here. Well, what is it I can do tomorrow to improve and enhance my business? Well, I'm going to call this guy at 10 o'clock. I have 2 guys I want to try and get on the Zoom at 8 o'clock. I want to attend that training at 3 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to do these 3 or 4 things. And you need to write them down. And then when you get up tomorrow morning, you open your book and you go, okay, what was it I was going to do today? Oh, yes, I have that at 10, I have that at 3, and I have those 2 guys to get onto the meeting for 8 o'clock. Okay, let me get that done. And you've really got to do that. And then tomorrow night when you go to bed, say, well, what was it I did today to improve or enhance my business? Well, yes, I did do that call at 10. I missed the training at 3. Oh my goodness, I forgot I was cutting grass. I had to take the daughter for piano lessons. Okay, big X. And I was trying to get those 2 on the webinar at 8 o'clock. I got one of them on. Yeah, so I got one guy to have a look. And that's measuring your success. It's like having a shop. The owner of the shop was in at the end of the day's business. They open the tills. They go, okay, how did we do today? What is it we did today? Yes, we turned over X amount of turnover. We sold this amount of product. We were open from 9 to 5:30. A business owner will evaluate his business every day. And how did this week compare with this day last week? There's another thing you should do. What had happened last Monday? Okay, we did that amount of business last Monday. What did we do? Now, in your back office, you've got statistics, and it tells you how many customers join your business on a daily basis, or your team. Okay, so let's say 3 joined it on Monday, and 1 joined on Tuesday, and 1 joined on Wednesday, and 4 joined on Thursday, and 5 joined on Friday. You can look at that and write down those numbers, and then next week try to improve. And that's what you should be doing with your business. It's like in sports, how do they run the 100 meters? They run it, they go, wow, 15 seconds, my goodness, that's not good enough. They try again, 15 again, 16, oh my goodness, I'm getting slower. I'm back to 15 seconds, 14 and a half seconds. Oh, and then you build your muscle, you build your power, you get aerobically fit. Wow, I'm down to 13 seconds, and you start pushing towards bettering yourself. Same in your business. Make a decision. Are you part-time, full-time, anytime, no time? Make a decision and make that commitment to your family, to your sponsor. Hey, listen, appreciate the invitation. I'm up to my eyes right now coming up to the month of Christmas, but I will give you 10 hours a week. Because if you do 10 hours a week and you can find 3 people to do 10 hours a week, there's 40 hours of a week going into your business. You've produced a 40-hour week that you cannot do in traditional careers, traditional jobs. If you work 40 hours for the boss, or if you have a shop and you work 40 hours, you can't, how do you multiply your hours? Here, 10 hours multiplied by the team, you can get very, very productive in man hours, woman hours in your business. So make a decision, make a plan for 2025. Some people say, well, 2020 is over. Not a chance is it over. You're coming into the best time of the year when friends, relatives, they're coming home. They've been abroad, coming home for the season, coming home to see you, coming home for New Year's, coming home to celebrate. That's where you're going to meet people you haven't seen all year. And that's when you can say to them, hey, I don't know if I mentioned to you, but I started a new business this year, and I really would like to expand it next year over to where you're living, or I'd like to increase my business into your area. I wonder, could we get a chance over the holidays to have a look at something? And if they say, what's it about? Well, it's about making more money in 2026 than we've made probably in the last 2 years. That's what it's about. What? It's about who do you know is interested in making more money in 2026 than they've made in this last 2 years combined. Who do you know? And the answer will be, well, everybody wants to make more money in 2026 than they've made this last 2 years. Well, there's your list. And there's your, if you say I can't find anybody to join my business, well, you're not thinking right. Who do you know wants to make more money? Everybody. Charity, your next door neighbor, your kids, your best friend, the coffee shop, Bill Gates, the governments, the tax man. Everybody wants more money. Everybody wants more money. The church wants more money. The mosque wants more money to fix the roofs. The temple wants more money. Everybody wants more money. That's our product. Our product is not AI. Our product is not trading. Our product is not an exchange. Our product is not point of sale terminals. Our product, in terms of people, is more money. We have a product that delivers them more money. That's your business in a nutshell. So what can you do between now and the end of the year? Okay, you've got 31 days less 3 days over Christmas and 2 days over the New Year. You've got 31 days less 5 days productive. Yeah. And even in those holiday days, those are great days to hand out a business card or just say something like this. Listen, I wish you a happy new year. I'm actually expanding my business next year into your area. Do you mind if I give you a shout next week sometime? And throw that out all the time. Write it down. I spoke to Tom. I mentioned, I didn't tell him about the business. Take notes of what you said. Or if you got into the conversation, take notes that you got into the conversation. Yeah, I told him it was trading. I told him about brand. I give him a lot of information. Or maybe you didn't give them any information other than setting an appointment that's coming up in the new year. So be active. Create a list of people you can talk to. Everybody you talk to, take a note. Yeah, I spoke to Tom. I give 2 lines to David. Susan, yes, actually, she saw me using my card. She said, "What's Aurum?" And I said, "Well, it's a way I make money every day, even when I sleep." How does that work? Well, I didn't have time to tell her, so I said, "Well, if I send you a link to the information, would you look at it?" So I'm sending her a link to look at the Zoom. So if you don't want to explain it, just say, "Do you mind if I send you a link to the information? Would you take a look at it?" They go, "Yeah, sure, send me the link." And that's the link to the Zoom, not this one, but the Zoom to the overview, and follow up with them immediately after the Zoom. Get their very valid questions answered. Of course, if they like what they see, get them on board. So let's start making plans. Write it up all of December. What can you do? What can you do tomorrow? The next day, the next day, the next day. How can you qualify? We've still got an open period to qualify for Dubai. So there's plenty to be done in the next 15 days. And what can we do in 26? Start mapping out 26. Are you going to qualify for the next incentive? 3 months after the first event in Dubai, there's going to be another incentive. Are you going to be on that one? Make a decision now. Yes, I will not miss another chance to qualify. There's a sensational event coming up 3 months after the launch, which is quite exciting. And what can you do in 27? I think that's short term, long term enough. The next 3 years, what we could do. Obviously, next year, this will be 26, 27, and 28. But I tend to build on these kind of dates in the next 3 years. What is it to do? I know you can do 5 years and 10-year goals, but sure, we don't know what's around the corner. We don't know, we don't know if we'll wake up tomorrow morning. Never mind that. So I think this is fair enough to establish what you can do. Write this all down, guys. Write down everything that's into your head. Get it out of here onto paper, and then review. So I operate 2 diaries. I operate a very small book here. It's my Aurum book with my Aurum pen. Yeah, and I take notes, so I can tell you all of my turnover. I just keep a note of my turnover. I don't know if you see this here, but on the 14th, 12 million, 12.5 million. So what happened? It was down to 12,350,000. So I did 150,000 of business on the 15th. On the 16th, I did 200,000 of business. On the 17th, 115, 18th, 275, 19, 160, So 10 days we did 1.7 million. Look at that. 27th of November, we did $440,000 of business in one day. 440,000. Yesterday, we did 240,000 of business. So I keep track of my sales. Okay, I keep track of. Let's say you call me and you have a question. Well, because I get so many messages, I'm going to miss it. I'm going to get 15 messages, and your message is the first one. So I always write it down. Yeah, call support. Help thing get USDT. So take notes on your business of what has to be done. Be plenty of notes. This is just a note taker. I just do some scribble out structures. Help me go Vanguard Pro. How would you do that? I just keep doodling and keep this book. I also have a date written at the top because there are no dates on this particular book. I draw out structures. On the airplane, I was drawing out structures, helping people to go Nexus. So keep this all at hand. You can see the structure here. This needs $106,000. There's how you build it. And then keep a diary. So I'm just showing you. I mean, if you want to know how to be successful, you just look at your diary. So you can. I normally do 3, 4, or 5. But recently, it's getting up to about 7 Zooms a day. You guys probably are on one of those Zooms a day. Well, I'm doing 6 others. I do them in different languages. Now, I can't speak different languages, but I do one slide, and then the interpreter would explain it in Spanish or Portuguese or Hindi, and then I do the next slide, and then they convert it. So those presentations are longer than the normal ones because of the translation component. But you need to be thinking outside of your region. You need to be thinking outside of the box. I don't know where you're from, where you're listening, but let's pretend you're from the United Kingdom. You need to be thinking, who do I know from the UK lives in Dubai? Who do I know from the UK lives in South America? Who do I know from the UK lives somewhere in Europe? And similarly, you've got to be thinking outside the box. Yeah, who do I know? Who in the family has friends in Australia? Which kids do I know when I'm in Australia or working there to get me a lead in Australia? You just pick up the phone and say, hey, Damien, I'm looking to expand my business in Australia. I know you're out there working. Is there any sharp business people in Australia? Any good business people? Yeah, the guy I work for is a good business. Why do you want to know? Well, I'm starting a new business. I want to expand. Oh, how does a new business work? Well, I don't have time to explain it on the phone. But if I sent you a link to some information, would you take a look at it? Yeah. Send me the link. Yeah, I'd love to look at it. Yeah, send me the link. So you send them the link to the Zoom. Now you've got a prospect in front of your shop window. Did I mention Brian Benson? Did I mention AI bots? No. So you pick up the phone and you ring somebody else. Yeah. Hey, Carol, how are you? How's things in Manchester? I'm looking to expand my business into the Manchester area. Do you know any sharp business people in the Manchester area? Any good business people? Wow, business people. I don't really know. Yeah, I know a couple, but what is it? What kind of business have you? Well, I don't have time to explain it on the phone, Carol, but if I send you a link to the information, would you actually take a look at it for me? Maybe then you could decide, anybody that might suit? Yes, send me the link. Great, there's a second customer. So can you see how easy it is to get customers or affiliates without telling them what it is? It's incredible. And what you've got to start doing is take action, something action. What is the action? So for the new people, they don't know what word to put in here. Take something action. Most people say take massive action. Not something is true, but not the word I'm looking for. Because you can take massive action, but it's all wrong. It's all wrong. Yeah, you might be out putting flyers on car windows. You might be putting posters outside car parks. You might be, doing silly stuff, trying to present this on the phone, when it shouldn't be that way. You're maybe taking the wrong action. So the word is missing, not massive action, it's about taking the correct action. Sometimes watching people who are not successful will help you learn what not to do. All right, I very often watch some people and I see how they operate. And go, I'm not be using that tactic. Or I know why that guy's not successful. I know why she's not successful, because they're doing the wrong thing, you know. So, and of course, when you're new to this, you don't know what the right thing is. But once you find a formula that works for you, then you can be very, very successful. So I'll probably maybe show you the formula for success. I wonder, should I show you that today, or maybe I'll save that for another training. I have a formula for success that works very, very, very well. Yeah, maybe I'll hold that for another day. So what's important is to establish goals. This is really, really important. You know, I opened a shop in 1986, and the year before that, I was trying to open the same shop for a year, 6 months at least. I had to go and see an accountant. I had to go and see the bank. I had to go and see the landlord premises. I had to go and see a product supplier. I had to interview staff. I had to get a quote for insurance. I had to get planning permission. I had to get signed. I had to change the shop around. I had to get security alarms. It took 6 months to open my business. Here, you can open it immediately for $20. So this type of business is much leaner because you don't have staff, wages, overheads, insurance, deliveries, product development, orders. You've none of that to deal with. It's a very lean business. But the problem is some people treat it like a $20 business when you should treat it unequivocally $200,000 or more. I would not sell you my business in Aurum for $200,000. Not a chance. I would not sell it to you for $200,000. It cost me $20. I would not sell it to you for $200,000. You know something? I may not even sell it to you for $2 million. Think about that. How do you value your Aurum business? So what you've got to do is you've got to start turning the invisible into the visible. What is invisible? Everything that you don't have is invisible. The car that you would like, that fancy car you'd like, it's invisible. It's not outside your driveway, is it? It's invisible. That house that you like, you know that big house you were driving past, you said, hey, look at that, wouldn't that be a lovely house to live in? That's invisible. You don't live in that house. Yeah? The country you live in, maybe it's in a cold climate, maybe it's a too warm climate, maybe there's better places to live, maybe there's better food to eat, maybe there's better things in life. So setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Now, I know a guy, best goal setter I've ever seen. Oh, he will tell you what he's doing and this 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 and this. Does he ever get them goals? No. Because setting them is the first step into turning them into there's something else called work, guys. It's not just writing out goals. It's you have to do something to get towards those goals to turn them from the invisible into the visible. You have to, without getting into a goal setting session, because I could spend 3 hours just talking on this one slide. At least maybe I could do 5 hours without stopping. Without taking a drink, I could do 5 hours on this one slide. But goal setting is definitely the step to one of the biggest steps you could do. You see, most people only do it on New Year's Eve. Set goals for the year ahead. Hey, I'm going to be put on some weight, or hey, I want to lose something, or hey, I'm going to get fitter, or hey, I'm going to go to the gym, or hey, I'm going to stop smoking, or hey, I'm going to do this. And those, they disappear after 3 weeks. They're not even thought about because you've got 11 more months to set them again. Yeah. So you should be setting establishing goals every day. Every day. And a bit like what I said is, what can you do today to improve your business? And what did you do today? Keeping yourself accountable. There's no point saying to yourself at the end of the day, what did I do today to improve my business? Oh, I did nothing. Okay. And then tomorrow night, well, what did I do this night? No, I didn't do anything. You've really got to establish what you're going to do tomorrow. Write it down. When you get up tomorrow morning, refresh yourself. Oh, what have I done? Yes, I have an appointment at 11. I know my appointment's tomorrow. Yeah. I just go to tomorrow and I go, okay. So I have FedEx delivering some art in the morning. Then at 12 noon, I'm doing a call into Singapore because it's 8 o'clock at night in Singapore when it's 12 noon for me. At 1 o'clock, I'm going to meet Dr. On the call, Dr. Ajit. At 7 o'clock, I've got Jason and the team with John and Kyle. At 8 o'clock, I've got my Zoom. So I've already got 4 Zooms lined up, and I know there'll be 2 or 3 more come in. So I'll do 4, 5, 6, or 7 tomorrow. So, and then I stroke that one off and that one off. And the next day, I was nearly going to fly to Slovenia to meet Brian Benson again. I have to fly to Slovenia. Yeah, I've got Shane and Brian at 3. I've got another appointment there at 2. I've got Adam 5, and I've got the Zoom at 8. I've got 4 on Tuesday already. And on Wednesday, I've only got 2 so far. But you have to keep account of your business and what you're doing. So think about your career right now. Because for most people, the career is not Aurum. Your career is your job. Your career is the business you own. The career is what you do in life full time. You're a doctor. You're a taxi driver. You're a window cleaner. You're a nurse. You're a student. You're a managing director of a company. This is your career, and ask yourself: are you 1,000,000% satisfied in that career? Is that where you want to stay the rest of your life? Is that what you want to keep doing in out every day? You want to get up with that silly little alarm clock that wakens you up, jump out of bed, jump in the shower, get the same old clothes on, and head down the stairs, eat that same breakfast, jump in that same old car, and fight that same old traffic into work. And once you get in work, you're sitting there all day, and then fight the traffic home and fall asleep. Get up tomorrow and do it again, and again, and again, and again for 40 years of your life. Is that what you want to do? Or do you want to work smart? You want to work hard for 3 years and then retire for 40 years. People work for 40 years with a view to retiring. Yeah, why not work for 3 years and then retire for 40? Yeah, why not work smart and then go have time to enjoy yourself? Because once you're 70 years old, things start to slow down. Maybe you don't want to go see the world. Maybe you don't want to travel. Maybe you don't want to go and see the beaches. Maybe you don't want to fly. Maybe, you're not up for it. So use the head, guys. Decide, and this is just tweaking yourself. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, I wished I wasn't in this career. Yeah, I would like a new challenge. Yes. So challenge yourself with your goals about your career, about your families. These things going the right way with the family. All families aren't perfect. Falling out and this and that, and a lot of it has come about through stress. A lot of it has come about through no money. Yeah. And the stress of not having money. The biggest health issues are brought about by stress, and it's financial pressure. The pressure of paying the bills, the pressure of, all of these things building up on us. And you have to go into this in detail. On the left-hand side here, your career, your family, relationships, could they be better? Can you head off for a cruise for 10 days, come back, your battery recharge, and design a new life for 2026? Have you seen the 7 wonders of the world? If not, write them down. If you don't know what they are, Google them and then write them down. And then stroke them off. Next year, I'm doing 2 of them. The year after, I'm going to do 3 of them. And you'd love to say, hey, God give us this beautiful planet. I'm able to go here, 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 here. Do the things you want to do. Health. Are you of the best health? That's the most important thing. And sometimes it's life, it's work, stress, it's money issues that affect our health. Are you eating the right foods? Yeah. Are you eating processed food? Well, stop. Start thinking about your health. Are you living in a damp environment in wrong conditions? Would there be a better place for you to live? Is there a better climate that would help your health? Is there better food that you could eat? Could you hire a chef 3 days a week instead of you cooking all week? Maybe would it be nice to have a chef come into the house 3 days a week? Yeah, and cook for you the best of food. When you look at the menu, do you look at the prices or do you look at the food? I can tell you 9 out of 10 are looking at the price. Oh my goodness, the price of that. Oh, it's very dear in here. What's the price of that? How much for that? How do you look at the food? So if you can get yourself to a financial position that it doesn't matter, you can start looking at the food. And these are some of the things, the catalysts that just start you thinking different. And you'll apply more effort to your business. You'll treat it more seriously. Can you give to charity? Can you give 10,000 this year to charity? No, you can't. You can next year, can't you? That's what you'll say. You've got to start saying, if I made 100,000 between now and Christmas, could you give 10,000 to charity? If you can't make 100,000 between now and Christmas, could you make 1,000 in this business and give $100 to charity? If you make $1,000 between now and Christmas, give $100 to charity, to the homeless, to the sick, to the cold, to the hungry. Maybe it's animal care, whatever it is. And start thinking like, oh, wow, I give $100. Could have been doing with that money, but I'm glad I gave it away. What can I do next year? Can I turn that 100 into 1,000, or 2,000, or 10,000? Start thinking. What can you do? What are you going to be remembered for? Why were you on the planet? What were you remembered for? You were the lady, you were the guy, set up that business over there, yes, for charity. You remember you went and saw the account, you opened up the charity, you started getting donations in it, you worked very hard, and you'll be remembered for what you did on this planet. Or are you just going to forget about something like that? What about business goals? What about saving and financing? Here's a big one, big one. If all the money stopped coming into your house tomorrow, no more money's coming in. No work money coming in, salary, income, if you own a business, no money's coming in. It stops, right? It's just stopped. No government money's coming in either, by the way. That's gone as well. Think about that. Money stops tomorrow. How long can you live without money? What have you saved in your life since you were 18 years of age? What have you got tucked away that will pull you through this tough period if the money stops? Most people will not have enough money to get past 3 months. They have enough to give, but after 3 months, the money stops, they're in trouble. They're on the street, they're not paying bills, they're hungry themselves. So if you've been working all your life and you don't have anything put away, you don't have savings or financial goals, you need financial advice. You don't understand how money works. Or can you trigger something in setting goals and, well, that's never going to happen to me. I'm going to tuck away $30,000. So at least for a whole year until I find work, for a whole year I'm covered. Have you 30,000 in savings that you can touch? That's a small amount, but at least 30,000 will tie you over to the money starts, till you find that job, till the business gets better. Think about those things to trigger. Oh, wow, it's right. I start writing goals. You need to write 101 goals. So what you should do is you should get two of these, your partner in life, whether it's wife, husband, spouse, friend, whoever, one goes to the kitchen, the other goes to the TV room, turn off the TV, start writing 101 goals. What do you want? Well, I would like to change the car. Okay, I would like a holiday, like a break. I'd like to give 1,000 to charity this Christmas. I'd like to see 2 of the 7 wonders of the world in 2026. I'd like to help my daughter get the best education possible. I'd like to win the lottery. Don't like that one, because there's a chance that might happen. All right. And start writing 101 goals out. Now, you set your alarm clock for 30 minutes and you stop. Once 30 goes, stop. And you might have 27 done, or you might have 48, or you might have 15, because when you do this exercise, and I do it regularly, some people never do, I do it regularly. When you do this exercise, your mind drifts, because you think, I'd like to go on a cruise, and then you're not thinking of the next thing you're going to cruise. Well, when's the last time I was on a cruise? Oh, yeah, or I've never on a cruise. No, I'm afraid of the water. No, somebody said it's nice and calm. Oh, there's 13 floors. I hear there's a casino on the cruise, and there's these art auctions, and there's these lots of restaurants, and then you see these different countries, and you say, oh, which cruise will I go on? So you've lost 10 minutes thinking, because the mind expands. That's good as well, because that's the next thing you do. The first thing is get them done. And then what you do is you two come together and you go into the kitchen, make a cup of tea and say, okay, what did you do first? What did you put down first there? And she goes, well, I'd like a new kitchen. Oh, you'd like a new kitchen? What did you put down? I'm not telling you. What did you put down? Like a new car. I knew you'd put that down. I have a car down at 17, she'll say. Oh, you'd car at 17, you'd car at 1. Oh, good, okay. Well, at least we both want a car. So you can start converging and merging to to find out what's important to both of you. So if you're thinking of cars and sport, and she's thinking of, house, new bathroom, a new garden, and extension, and you've got to get merged so you cohesively can work together. My kids used to say, "Why is Daddy shouting at the computer? Why is Daddy? He's down in the office shouting at the computer all the time." That's what they see. But now they know Daddy's working. Daddy, we're going on a cruise. We're going to see one of the wonders of the world next year. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to improve us. We're going to do an extension. We're going to. So when they know collectively we're working towards something, and you reward them with each rank you hit, maybe they're not the first two or three, but once you hit a sensible rank, like the $5,000 bonus, that's when you share with the family. Say, guys, listen, I've worked hard. I've got this 5,000 bonus. 1,000 is going to you guys. Let's go out and celebrate. Let's go to a lovely meal tonight, or let's do this, or let's do that. And I'm going to work towards the $10,000 bonus. Then I'm going to work towards the $20,000 bonus. So that they know collectively that's why you're working in your business. So here's one here. Have a listen to this. You see, people didn't believe these things can happen. They never believed you could go to the moon. And the journey alters all the time. It's not a straight line to the moon. You can't just go in there's the moon. Well, it's a straight line. No. You consistently have to change course and change course and change course to get to the moon. It's not a straight line. The same with this business. It's not a straight line to the top. It's not a straight line to alpha in the complement. It's not a straight line to get a customer. You have to adjust your pitch. You have to adjust your effort. You have to adjust your goal setting. You have to adjust. Everything is adjustable. So even getting to the moon, like people, can you imagine 200 years ago, somebody looked up at the sky and seen this wee white ball and go, "What on earth is that? White light? Who turned on that light up there? Is it a light? What is that up there?" Of course, it's the moon. How can you ever envisage from Earth with gravity to get up that far? How is that possible? Like, it's impossible back then. Yet no, it was achieved. Because if you can think it, it becomes possible. If you can think it, you can do it. Like light, you flick a switch on the wall. We take it for granted the light was on. But how did what is a light? What did that switch do with wires going up in there to do that, did this, did that? Where does it come from? But Edison attempted 10,000 times before that started to work. Failed and failed and failed and failed and failed and failed and failed. So when things aren't going your way, don't give up. That's the message.
And Kennedy said we're going to land a man on the moon. The idea, the thought that somehow that could ever be true was absolutely impossible. Look at it, the actual lunar module. And you can't believe you took that to the moon and back. To the moon is one thing, but and back is just, it's inconceivable. It reminds me of a time when our world thought we could do better. We thought we could reach for the stars and you could actually get to them.
Okay, so I was doing a bit of goal setting there. We'll do a bit of goal setting together. Here we go. next year you will see me with this watch. So because it was a goal, I've established the goal. You know the goal is going to be hit. There's no doubt about it. And the reward will be that watch. In my case, that's what I want. It's the new Land Dweller. I've been to the airports. I've tried it on. I've tested it. I've asked questions about it. It's a new 5 megahertz. I think it's 4 or 5 megahertz. It's better than the older Rolex watches. It's a brand new one. Very hard to get. Not every shop has it in stock. But the goal will get me do the work. The work will reward me with the timepiece, and that's how you establish goals. Reward yourself for these small, tiny steps that you do. And here's how you register for Aurum.
Hello. Welcome to the Aurum User Manual. Today we will show you how to register your account to start investing with Aurum. First of all, input your email address. Secondly, input your phone number. Then, create a password. It should meet the requirements listed below the field. Last but not least, enter your invite code. Press the continue button. You just finished your first step of registration. Now, input your first and last name and choose a username. After that, input your date of birth. Select your country. Be sure to check the terms of use checkbox. Almost there. Press the sign up button. Now, check your inbox. You should get a message from Aurum with the code needed for email verification. Enter the code, press the confirm button, and congratulations. Your account has been successfully created. Thank you for your time.
Okay, so those 3 pieces, number 1 was like the impossibility of getting to the moon, adjusting your course of action to get to the moon. It was an impossibility, but it's not an impossibility anymore. Your goal setting is to establish what's meaningful for you. You should, if it's a car, go to the car center, take a test drive in it, get the brochure, open the brochure twice a week, have a look at that car, smell the leather, feel the car, design yourself, and then work towards your goal. These are luxury things, but there's a lot more other things important than luxury items. Don't always be thinking it's fancy watches and fancy cars. There's more meaningful things like the charities. 10% to the charities is definitely an on there. Family relationships and all of that. I covered all that before I went to the juicy stuff there, but I just wanted you to understand that's where I was getting to. And I haven't finished this segment off the training, but you need to find these things that draw you towards those goals. What would you do to get there? And I'll show you in a moment, maybe when we do some mathematics, how you can move yourself to building teams here as well. So the products are fantastic. They've quite a few products. I've tried the XI bot, I've tried the Pro, I've tried the Neobank, Spot, I've tried the card. And guess what, guys? I've also tried the exchange. So I don't know if you've tried all of them. If you're new, just try the first one, the EXI bot. If you're in the business 2 or 3 weeks, then try and learn about the Pro. Maybe the week after, do the Zeus. Maybe 5 or 6 weeks after you start, try for a card. You don't need it initially because you haven't made enough money to use the card. Build up the money and then order the card. In fact, it's probably best to leave the card until the launch. Maybe we'll have all 4 available. At the moment, it's only the one card, the big one, the black card. But maybe all 4 will be available in January. And the exchange, they've tried that as well. And that's fantastic. Again, for the new people, this is coming soon. When we say coming soon, we believe we'll have the first prototype of this at the launch in January. You'll be able to go up and order a baseball hat, for instance, the Aurum baseball hat with your fiat payment card, your dollars, and then you can go back and order a t-shirt with crypto on the same machine, just to experience, hey, I used it with crypto and I used it with my bank card. So you will see this working, and they are programming it right now to give micro payments for people like you and me, that if we put this into shops, every time that machine's used, you make some money. Great product. It's in their hand right now. It's not coming. One of these companies, in 3 years we'll do this. In 10 years, no. These guys are bringing stuff up, and it's going live, and that's what I like. I don't like companies that take our money to build their dreams. But this company already had 12 million before we started. You read about that in Forbes. Yeah. That Brian Benson closed a $12 million venture capitalist deal that went into that bot to trade. Now in 4 months, that 12 million made them 12 million. And then made them another 24 million. So the company's doing very well. We don't need our money. They've also are designing these machines. This will not be ready for the launch, but that POS should be. They'll set up a merchant shop in Dubai where you'll be able to go and use this and test it before they decide how to get it out into the market. The exchange, they were going to launch in January, not a chance. They launched it in November, 2 months early. This is already working. I've tried it, tested it. It's incredible. You can swap USDT to Bitcoin. You can trade in here. You can do, if you're any good at that kind of stuff, I'm not. So I'm not really interested in this part. But this part I am interested in because I know how to deposit Bitcoin and leave it there and take it out when I want. So you can get up to 18% a year on your Bitcoin. You can get up to 20% a year in Solana, 19% a year on USDC. So if you can park your cryptos instead of them sitting in a wallet doing nothing, you can start making money here. Now this beats the bank all day long. You won't get anything in the bank, really. This beats real estate property. In a good property, it'll make you between 5 and 10% a year. A year, this is 17 to 20%. A property is terrible because to sell your property, if you need the money, it's very difficult to do. You have to advertise it. You have to get it viewed. You have to find the right customer. You have to get the banks involved. You have to clear off any mortgages. You might have to paint the property before you try to sell it. Pay the auctioneer. You've got to pay the tax man, I'm sure, on profits. You've got to do this, do that. You have to find the customer. Customer needs a bank. You need solicitors involved or lawyers to contract. It could take you 6 months to sell your property. Here, 17 to 20% instead of 5 to 10 property. You press the button, you get your money back. Instant liquidity. It's not locked in for a day or a month or a year. You can put it in for 3 days and take it out. You can put it in for a month and take it out. This is a great product, even better than gold itself. I tried it here. You can see here, I put $1,000 in last week. I don't know what it is today, but when I took this screenshot on the 24th, a week ago, it was $8.94. If you put 1,000 in next minute, it was $8.94. Now that's not a lot of money, but it's 2 free cups of coffee that I wouldn't have got if I left it in Binance or I left it in Coinbase or if I left it in Trust Wallet or MetaMask. It's 2 free cups of coffee for nothing. Yeah. Or it's something, if you understand. So when you park it here, it can make you money. I put in 0.1 of a Bitcoin. Can you see 0.1? You can't see 0.1 because it's 0.1001848. It's starting to build Bitcoin for me. I can put it in and out whenever I need it. This is a great product. Real estate, absolutely. Real world assets. This will be unveiled in Dubai. You and I will be able to have ownership in a piece of property in Dubai. If the property is rented out, you share the profits with all the owners. And if the property is sold, you will share the profits in the capital gain in that sale of that property. You don't need a bank. There's no finance required. For instance, what they do is they take a hotel, they split it into 10,000 pieces. And you say, well, I'll put 1,000 in. I'll take 2 pieces, please. I'll take 2,000. This guy takes 5 pieces. I'll have 5 of those shares, please. And you say, well, okay, I'll take 1 now and 1 later. And you can build up fractions of ownership. Like everybody who owns a property, it's either you or you and your spouse own the house. You're familiar with that. But imagine 10,000 of us owning a hotel with a little fraction each, and we all enjoy the benefits. The other good thing is 70% goes to the builder to build it out. 20% goes to EXI bot. So the 20% that goes into EXI bot will start trading. So by the time that the property's finished, it may not have cost you anything. So 70, 20, 10. 70% goes to the builder to build the hotel or the apartments. 20% of your money goes to the EXI bot so that say it takes a year and a half to build or 2 years to build. By the time it builds, you have the money that it cost you. You've got a free property. You think about things like that. This is on the blockchain. The blockchain is a digital ledger. It's very transparent. This is going to be class. Can you see an infrastructure here? Can you see an ecosystem? Yeah, that's going on here. Lots of bits and pieces going on. Good advice, guys. Don't be misled. High earnings are easily achieved. If somebody says, oh, you made $1 million, don't think that was easy. You know, show me your diary. Show me any Zooms you're doing. So show me how many trainings you're doing. So don't be misled that it's easy. It's hard work. Now you don't get dirty hands. There's nothing heavy to lift. It's not even hard work. It's repetitive work. You have to develop your skills. That comes down to skills. You have to develop your skills but you can do it. You can do it. Past performance is not indicative of future results. So don't be giving people guarantees, okay? If you're building the business, use your disclaimers. Cryptocurrency trading is volatile. It's up and down. Look at Bitcoin. It was 40,000, then it went to 60,000. When Donald Trump won the elections, it went to 100,000, went to 80, then 100,000. Then it went up to 120. Now it's back to, where is it, 80, 90 now? So it's volatile, but that's how these bonds make money. It needs to be moving to make money. The trading makes money when it's going down, and the trading makes money when it's going up. You see, if you're dealing with a product, there's no move, steady eddy. How can you make any profit? There's no movement. It takes volatility, and that's why it's a good thing here. But just remind people that cryptocurrency trading is volatile. It's risky. If you go to any of those platforms, Binance, as soon as you log in, it comes up a disclaimer. They're all doing it, so make sure you do it in your business. And always seek professional advice. Yeah, if this is new to you, if they are new to this thing, talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about. Talk to somebody that can guide you. You know. So there you go. Again, for our new people, just a refresher. This account in 5 months did 76%. It's a $500 account, 76% in 5 months. That beats the bank. That beats property. That beats gold. And you can start with $100, but that's a $500 account. So again, get your own account. Start creating things like this. I made this slide myself. You can get this information in your back office, and you can get this off the internet. Calculate the percentage profit. Yeah, ask the internet, how do you calculate the percentage profit? You divide the profit by the original deposit and multiply by 100. There's it there. Here's the calculation. So whatever your account is, I don't know, maybe you put in $100, it's 140 now. Well, that's 40%. Maybe you put in $100 and it's $121. That's 21%. So you divide the profit by the 100, or whatever it is in your case, and then you've got evidence saying, listen, all I can do is show you my own account. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Yeah, this is not financial advice, but look what happened to my account. You're telling the truth. Don't tell lies. Don't make up stuff. Get your facts right. Okay, if we look then at the larger account, guys, you saw this one. The 10 became 12, became 15. It jumped up to 17, and it went to 20,000. 10,000 became 20,000. Now, don't ever tell somebody this guy made 20,000 in 4 months. He didn't. He put in 10,000 and it went to 20. So he only made 10,000. So be very careful with your tongue. Be very careful. Always tell the truth. This is the same account. After 7 months, went to $33,000. Don't be telling people, I know a guy made $33,000 in 7 months. He didn't. He put in 10,000. He only made 23,000. Tell the truth. Just to cover these withdrawal dates, do you notice here these withdrawal dates are all blue? And why I'm covering this is because the new people don't know all the facts about our products. We have 7 bots. They all have different parameters. They all have different things going on. But on the 1st, the 10th, and the 20th of every month, you'll see this blue button light up. You see that? Withdraw, withdraw, withdraw. This means you can withdraw your principal amount on these dates. On the 1st date of every day of every month, the 2nd, 10th day, and the 20th day. Now, if you look at the bottom right-hand side of the screen, this was grabbed on the 11th of November. So that's one of the withdrawal dates, the 1st, 10th, and 20th. That's the 10th is one of the withdrawal dates, so that goes blue. If we go back, have a look here. Then you see the withdraw button is gray. Why? You can't withdraw your principal this day because it's the 16th. You can only withdraw the 1st, 10th, and 20th. Have a look at the next one. Withdraw is grayed out, can't withdraw. That's the 24th of June. That's not the 1st or the 10th or the 20th. But look at these ones. These are both on the 10th. 10th of July, 10th of August. This is the 10th of November. So these are withdrawal dates for your principal. Now your profit can be withdrawn every day. It's just the principal you can only take out on the 1st, on the 10th, and on the 20th of every month. The profit element can come out every day, as long as you're not sending it to the exchange to trade. So You can see here that 3 of these accounts, 1, 2, 3, the little white button is and the green sliders move to the right hand side. So this means the profit made today stays inside Binance with the principal, and the profit and principal are working together to trade tomorrow. But this account here stays the same because the reinvestment button is turned off. That means this goes out. So when the button's off, all the money comes out to your wallet. You withdraw every day. No penalties for withdrawing profit. It's only the principal on the 1st, 10th, and 20th can come out at a 35% fee if done inside 12 months. Now, what is 35% of 33,000? Please tell me, what is 35% of $33,800?
35% times 33,800 US dollars is $11,830 US dollars.
So if there was an emergency and I really needed my money, I can withdraw on the 1st, 10th, and 20th. I'd still make 22,000. I only put the 10, so I still double my money with the penalty. Does that make sense? The next thing you have to consider is, why do they do this? In financial industry, if you were an insurance agent, you sold me a policy, and 5 weeks later, yeah, I don't want that thing, I cancel. The insurance company will go after you, the rep, take back the commission you got. Oh, that customer quit. I'm sorry, we have to take that back off. So it's called clawback. You're familiar with that. Aurum don't have that. We don't claw back any of your commissions. You keep them. What we do is we put the onus on the customer that if they want to take a deposit in this, they have to do it the 1st, 10th, and 20th at 35% inside the 1st year. After a year, it doesn't matter. Guys, 10th of April, it's not going to become long before it's the 10th of April, and this will be fully withdrawable on the 10th of April. So think of investment as well. You don't invest in a house for a day or a week or a month, do you? You don't invest in a bar of gold for a day or a week or a month. You don't invest in Bitcoin for a day or a month or a week, do you? So when you're looking at investment, you've got to give it some sort of term. 12 months is a very, very short term lock in on this occasion. So you have to want to flow with this product to understand it, to appreciate why it's done. The other reason it's done is, let's say I'm your customer, and I put in $10,000 and you get paid. Aren't you happy? Of course you are. But what if my wife comes in and says, hey, HP, we need that money for, I'm going to change my car. I found a car here. I need that money. And I go, hey, it's trading. Well, I need it. So I withdraw the money. If there was no penalty, the company's lost money because you got commissions. So I give it to my wife. We go and look at this car, and I advise her, listen, honey, that car's not the car you should be buying. I know you liked it, but look at the rust here and look at the problem here. You're right. I don't want the car. I don't want the car. So we come home with the money again. We put it back in. And let's say you get paid commission again because the money went in again. And then 2 months later, my wife says, hey, guess what? I found another car. Do you remember that last one which was rubbish? I found a really cool car. You got money. So we take it out again. And we go look at this car. So the company would lose again. So that's why the 35, they're not trying to hold our money. It's proper business. You've got to understand that. Now we have another bot, same as this, that doesn't have that rule. Doesn't have that rule. You put it in and out anytime you want. But there is a rule that you can't have any more than pro bot than what you have in this. Again, we can cover that in more detail. So we've also done this in our presentation many, many times. This was the Bitcoin trading bot. The first bot that we looked at there trades the top 20 pairs on CoinMarketCap. This bot here only trades Bitcoin against the dollar. And it went from 0.7 all the way up to 1.1 Bitcoin. So this account made 0.4 Bitcoin. Many of you were following that account, clicked up to one Bitcoin. It's now 1.1 and growing. So we'll keep that going for a while, and you can have a look at it. You can withdraw from here anytime you want. No penalties, no dates, no penalties. Just take it out when you want. The withdrawal fees are 1% plus dollar for USDT. Listen to what I said. The withdrawal fees are 1% plus $1 for USDT BEP20. The withdrawal fees For TRC20 USDT, it's 1% plus $3.50. So when you withdraw to the Tron network, it's $3.50. When you draw to the BEP, Binance BEP20 wallet, it's $1. So if you see in the presentation, we say, oh, it's 1% plus $1. That's right. That is right if you take out BEP. But if you try to take out TRC20, it's going to be 1% plus $3.50. Now, it's not a big difference, but we can't give every detail in a presentation because a presentation is an overview. But that's why we do this. We want to clear up those little bits you don't understand. So we only do two things, guys, in this business. We find customers and we find customer gatherers. That's it. We find some customers, and then we find some of those guys who want to be customer gatherers. They want to tell some customers as well. It's very simple. How does your business work? I just do these two things. I find some customers, then I find some customer gatherers. That's it. Not everybody wants to tell people about it. So you'll have two types of customers. Where are these customers? Everywhere. Everybody that breathes, everything that moves, because everybody wants more money. Our product is more money. I've already told you that. How do you find new customers? Lots of ways. I give you a few examples earlier. You ring somebody and say, hey, do you know any sharp people in Dubai? Do you know anybody living over there? Yeah, I know this guy. I went to school with my son. He's a school teacher in Dubai. Is he? What's his name? What do you want to know that for? Well, I want to expand my business in the Dubai region, and I'm looking for some sharp people. What kind of business have you got? Well, I don't really have time to explain it. But if I send you a link for me, yeah, you might as well have a look. Because if we're going to speak to this guy, I'd like you to understand it anyway. So let me send you a link. What are you doing at 8 o'clock UK time tomorrow? Would you be about? Okay, let me send you a link. I'll give you a call after it's over, and we can discuss it then. So it's very easy to get customers, you know. Now, some people are using the internet. They're using social media. Again, I prefer not to find customers for my products. I prefer to find products for my customers. You understand the difference? You probably don't. You're not thinking the way I think. Don't find customers for products. I need to go and find all of these customers for this product. No, find products for your customers. So you should have your customer base. Everybody you know is in your phone. You know them well enough, they're in your phone. I mean, how did they get into your phone? Did the number just appear, or did you actually go, oh, let me have your name here? What's the number? You put it in your phone. So you don't have to go out large to find customers. But I see some of the kids now are using the internet to try and find strange customers. Why I don't like that, maybe I'm old school, is because why would you want a stranger to make money? What would you care about a stranger? Is it not better to share it with people you know, like, and trust? People you care about? But anyway, there's lots of people doing it. So, the big companies do it. They advertise looking for customers, brand awareness. So anyway, I'm going to play a short video here. Somebody wanted to see it again. It's my eldest son. He put this together himself. He's building a little thing himself to train people. He's building some things. So have a listen to how he puts it together. Why did you not play? I did something there, whatever I did wrong.
Well, that was 1 hour of fantastic training. And if you watch the whole thing, I recommend you right now start to make a list of all the people you care about. I've introduced my sister in Sweden, my cousin in Australia, my nephew in Iran, my very good friends in Canada, my very best friends in UK. And you can do the same. If you care about people, if you care about your family, this is a fantastic way of doing it. I'm Arif Gilany. I look forward to seeing you at 3 p.m. Toronto time, 8 p.m. UK time on a Zoom link that Hugh Paul does training Monday to Thursday. For Canada, we do training Saturday at 3 p.m. on meeting right here, this platform. I look forward to seeing you then or tomorrow, 3 p.m. Have a great day.